Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of May 6th through May 10th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also talk about using dividend payers and a schedule of dividend payers to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up, and also several option strategies to also make money trading while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. So got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Welcome, Alan Krantz. Glad to see you in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for May 6th through May 10th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google Drive Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Make Money Trading in May 2024, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trade strategies, etc., for selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, and also additional strategies for making money trading in May of 2024. We keep all of our notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 for this week, as well as our notes from previous weeks, and you can again find a direct link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome to Crow, Sydney Osborne. Glad to see you all in the chat today. Hope you all are doing well. So first we'll go over a couple of our trade updates for this week. We'll then look at the charts of these trades in Webull. So firstly, we went long MSB, which is Misabi Trust. This is a small steel company that we've been watching and for quite some time. It's a little bit choppy, illiquid, so it's a little difficult to trade. We finally got in on April 30th at 1653. Again, this is one we've been watching to play for the sector rotations in and out of steel. You can hear our further discussions on MSB via the link to this video in the notes. Secondly, we got stopped out of our position in TSLY. TSLY is the Yield Max monthly dividend payer long on Tesla. We had entered on TSLY on the 19th at 1325 when Tesla was pretty beaten down. We got stopped out on the 2nd at 1555, so we got an ROI on this scalp swing trade on TSLY of about 17.4%, which equates to a 30-day ROI of about 40%. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited or are profiting from this swing trade on TSLY. And again, we'll continue to watch TSLY. If we get a correction in Tesla again, we'll look to go long Tesla using TSLY. So just a quick reminder, if you would like to get real-time trade alerts when we enter or exit a trade, you can get email notification as soon as we enter or exit a trade by joining our Patreon. Also, we have several channels in our Discord to provide you with various alerts and updates to our watch list, and you can get access to all of that via joining our Patreon. So firstly, we have a Thinkorswim alerts channel. I set up price alerts in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim channel. Then if we follow that up with a actual trade, I'll reply to that in the Thinkorswim channel in our Discord. So again, you can see when MSB hit its support level, then it triggered our alert, so then we replied, and when we went long MSB, also when our stop got hit on TSLY. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim trade alert, then I would post that in the trade alerts channel. And we also have a channel of real-time alerts that my automated system generates when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price targets, again in real time during the trading day, and you can hear more about how that all works via the link to that video in the notes. And again, a great way for shorter term traders, day traders, scalpers, etc. You can see sector rotations, you can see trends in the market when various sectors are moving up, moving down, etc., breaking out. Again, great way for shorter term traders as well, and see sector rotations as well. So again, you can get access to all of that information by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP level. Again, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades, but again, if all of these alerts would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, again, you can get access to that by joining our Patreon. So we hope that all helps. Welcome, Gerald Fitz, James Howard, and retail traders. Logan Flips, Baloo Dog, thank you all for joining us today in the chat. Hope you all are doing well. So we'll look at those trades real quickly in Webull. So here's our MSB trade. So again, we entered on the 30th at 1653. So when it broke down through the support, you can see it, dip pretty quickly down to 1608 and then bounce back up pretty quickly. Again, you can see it's very choppy. This one's tricky to get in. I've missed these bounces before. So it looked like there was some support at 1653, 1654. So I put our order in there. You can see again it gapped down quickly, back up. Now it's kind of sitting near that support level again. We'll see if it's going to swing back up or retest that low. So there may be, you may have an opportunity still to get into MSB if you're interested in that. TSLY, again, the yield max on Tesla. So we got into that on the 419 out on 5.2. So this was before earnings, before Elon Musk came out and pumped up the stock. And so we saw if you got in, you could have gotten in, significantly cheaper than where we did. But then after that Tesla earnings, again, their earnings weren't great, but Elon came out, pumped it up with robo-taxis, AI, etc. So we saw that big gain, kind of flattened out. When it dipped down on the 2nd, we got stopped out. Now these yield maxes, I believe, go ex-dividend on the 6th, which is tomorrow. So pretty much if you wanted to be in, you needed to already be into the yield maxes. So we'll see if we get a significant gap down, if Tesla reverses, etc. Then we'll take a look at this TSLY again. Okay, nextly we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, etc. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch. Okay, firstly, I'll quickly go over our updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Then we'll look at them also in our watch list Google Sheet and their charts in Webull. So really the only one I've pretty much thinned out our watch list, as we discussed yesterday. In my humble opinion, I think the current market is much more attuned to short-term trading, day trading, scalping, etc. I don't see a whole lot of really good swing trading setups right at the moment. I think the opportunities again are short-term trades, scalps, etc., reacting to the volatility in the market, sector rotations, irrational reactions to earnings reports. So that's where we'll be looking for a lot of the opportunities in the near term and waiting for more swing trading stock opportunities to reveal themselves. So we still have GDXD, which is the short on gold miners. We saw, gold has broken down from that high of 2,400, broke down through 2,350, is oscillating around that 2,300. We are already long GDXD. We're waiting for that to become profitable if gold breaks down further. Another point to note, one of the reasons, even though gold's declined significantly, these minor ETFs tend to lag. So GDXD is the short, GDXU is the long. Again, they seem to lag the gold price. So GDXD hasn't really run up as much as the gold price has come down. So I think there's still an opportunity if you want to short gold with GDXD, particularly if we see that breakdown in gold below 2,300. And again, that pair has been profitable for a number of our BeachBum traders for very short-term trading. So you can trade gold miners up, GDXU, gold miners short, GDXD. Also, we have several other ETFs to short gold, and we have a whole video discussing the comparison of those various ETFs to short gold, GDXD, DUS, DZZ, GLL, etc. So you can compare the risk-reward profiles of those at any time in our ETF Google Sheet. Welcome, Easy Mike, to Ricky Khan. Glad to see you all in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. I'm taking Pfizer off of our watch list. Pfizer had positive earnings, popped up, so I'm not going to chase it at this point. You can hear our previous discussion. Congratulations to anyone who got into Pfizer ahead of the positive earnings and ahead of that pop. So again, we hope that our trade ideas in general help you make money trading, help you succeed. So if you are making money from some of our trade ideas, we'd love it if you'd share that with your fellow traders and encourage them to join us in our BeachBum trading community. Another one that's already run up that we had on our watch list was the short on silver. So again, we saw silver's broken down below 27. So ZSL, the leverage short on silver's popped up. So again, congratulations to anyone who's making money on that short on silver. I didn't catch that. We were waiting for more of a pop towards the recent high in silver. So if it does reverse, if gold and silver reverse, we might look at that opportunity in the future. Again, we can watch these ETFs and their current risk-reward profile in our ETF Google Sheet at any time. Just a quick reminder as well, we'll look at our Google Sheet. We now have a Google Sheet where we can watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list, and you can get 24/7 access to our watch list Google Sheet by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. We have several videos on how you can use our Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. So you can see, again, we have the risk-reward profile, current price targets, optionality, earnings information, dividend information, etc. Also links to their profile in FinViz. So again, you can, during the trading day, watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, as well as our bullpen stocks and shopping list stocks using our watch list Google Sheet. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our top. We'll look at GDXD. I'll do that real quickly. So GDXD is the only one remaining in our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So again, it's been just kind of oscillating, even though again gold's broken down from 2,400 down through 2,350, down near 23. So we can see GDXD hit a bottom when gold hit a peak, or right after gold hit a peak at 2,400. It's bounced back up. Gold kind of oscillates. It's been violently oscillating around 2,300. So right now GDXD is also, there was a reverse split on GDXD on the 29th. So they had a 1 to 10 reverse split. So please note that in the stock prices. So what used to be about $3 or so is now $30. So again, I think there might still be some opportunities for shorter term traders, shorter term swings as it breaks down, as gold breaks down below 2,300. A lot of plenty of upside in GDXD. So I hope that helps. Okay, now I'll grab a drink and we'll look at our bullpen stocks. Okay, anyone that's new to our community, the concept of the bullpen stocks are ones that don't really have the top swing trading stocks to watch setup that we would prefer right at this time, but I've identified that they may in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen, revisit them periodically. If their swing trading setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So right now in our bullpen, we've got CRT. We've been watching CRT. This is a Cross Timbers Royalty Trust. It's a trust on oil and gas properties. You can hear more discussion on why we're watching CRT via the bonus link to the video and the notes. It's a monthly dividend payer. Obviously, we're taking MSB. You can see we traded MSB out of our bullpen. Now, again, we have a tab in our watch list Google Sheet where we can also watch our bullpen stocks in near real time. So it's a lot easier when one of these becomes attractive. We can also trade off of our bullpen stocks. So we've had MSB in our bullpen. I've been trying to get into that for a while. So we're taking it out of the bullpen as we're already long on MSB. Again, it looks like there, potentially still some opportunities if you want to get in MSB at this time. I'm adding SIRI, Sirius XM Holdings. I think it was last week we talked about the special situation with, I think it's Lincoln Capital is consolidating their division with Sirius XM, combining the stock. Warren Buffett is kind of playing arbitrage, buying both Sirius XM and Lincoln Capital. So you can hear more about that arbitrage and Warren Buffett buying Sirius XM. Been waiting for this to kind of stabilize, as you'll see, but I thought it'd be worth putting it in the bullpen and we can keep an eye on it when it does bottom. Reach a support level and swing back up. I think there might be a pretty good opportunity there, and playing again that arbitrage opportunity along with Warren Buffett. So again, now we can watch our bullpen stocks also in the bullpen sheet in our Google sheet. So we see CRT, Sirius XM. You can see the long-term support level for Sirius XM is 287. 52-week lows, 292. Again, looking for a stable support, stable bottom there. CRT's bounced up a little bit. Support level at 1250. It just went ex-dividend, so it'll probably go ex-dividend again in a little under a month. You can see it pays 14 cents. We look at the charts, the bullpen. So here's my bullpen watch list in Webull. So again, CRT had bottomed. They had a special situation, kind of missed on earnings previously, head bounced up and looks like it's coming back down. So we'll see if we can find a support level, or if it retests near that bottom. A support level around 1250 or so would be attractive. Again, monthly dividend payer, oil and gas come down from 85 down now below 80. So we'll see if that pulls CRT down further, and we can get a opportunity to enter. Again, I think this major decline was this special situation. So I think if we can get a swing back up, a recovery, that would be attractive. Here's Sirius XM. Again, it's been declining. It recently bounced up a little bit. And if we zoom out longer, again, steady decline. Earnings, they do make money. So then it bounced up. We'll see if that was the bottom, if that 292 is the bottom, or if it's gonna retest that 287, that longer term low. Okay, concept of our shopping list stocks. Again, we always recommend you have a shopping list ready of the stocks you want to buy, given an opportunity on a pullback in the market and a irrational reaction to earnings. Again, as we discussed yesterday, we're in May now, and there's that old adage, sell in May and go away. So if they follow that adage, we may see some selling in May, so that might present some opportunities to pick up some of your shopping list stocks. We also see some violent reactions to earnings if they miss earnings or give poor guidance going forward, or their capex is higher than the market would like. We're seeing negative reactions to earnings. So again, all those might present opportunities for you to pick up some of your shopping list stocks. In a second, we'll look at the stocks we have currently in our shopping list. Again, we recommend you stay away from zombie companies, zombie stocks. Again, we've got still high interest rates, higher for longer, no sight of cuts. I know they had a little bit of an exuberant rally in some of the interest rate sensitive stocks on the jobs data. We talked about that yesterday, and that may, in my humble opinion, that may be overly exuberant, somewhat irrational, with like the small caps that are not making money, the solars, etc. So again, we may see a correction in those areas, but those with high debt, high interest payments, the possibility of them going bankrupt is non-trivial. So we always recommend staying away from those. Although, again, none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. If you do want to do a calculation of how many quarters of cash flow positive a money-losing stock like a biotech has, you can use our quarters cash flow or our biotech DD Google Sheet, and again, see what the risk is of a money-losing stock going bankrupt. And again, you can get access to that by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So let's look at our shopping list real quickly. So again, we've got that in our watch list Google Sheet. You can also monitor what we have in our shopping list. APLY, we're currently long, still long APLY. Got a nice boost from Apple's earnings call, their big stock buyback, increase the dividend, finally talking about generative AI. Again, this will go ex-dividend, I believe, tomorrow on 5/6. So we'll get a dip there as it corrects due to the dividend. And then if that becomes profitable, we'll probably scalp that off. Disney, IBM was declining, got a bounce back on Friday. JEPI and JEPQ, we're currently long land. I'm now watching Meta. I think I commented last week that we were going to add Meta to our shopping list. I'd like to see it significantly lower, but if it continues to decline, fills that gap. That might be an opportunity in Meta, so I added that to our shopping list. Pfizer's still in our shopping list, so I can track that via our shopping list. Other REITs we watch, LTC, Stag. Again, we're currently long, Still Land. We can watch TSLY, also in our shopping list, Tesla, uranium, oil. So, let me know if there's others you think we should add to our shopping list. Also, watch uranium with DNN, watching Amazon. Yeah, James is commenting. That's the one that pointed out, that the market's becoming sensitive to the CapEx, the investment, how much it's costing them to build out this infrastructure for AI, and how much they're actually making at this time. So I expect more reactions to that sensitivity. It's may not be enough for people to say, yeah, we're doing AI. The question now is, okay, show me the money. How much money are you actually making? How much is it costing you, etc.? So next we'll look at our dividend payers Google Sheet. So if anybody has a dividend payer in particular you'd like to look at, please put that up in the chat. Quick reminder, again, you can get access to our dividend payers by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. Great way for you to build a schedule of dividend payers that meets whatever income schedule you would like, also whatever risk reward profile and yield that you would like. So again, you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to do that for yourself. And we have a whole series of videos on how to find the best dividend paying stocks, how you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to generate your own income schedule of dividend payers using our dividend payers Google Sheet. So you can access that via the link here and also find all of those in our YouTube, BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. So let me grab a drink and we'll quickly spin through the dividend payers. Again, if anybody in the chat has particular ones you'd like to look at, put those tickers up in the chat. We can look at those. Okay, I see several people in the chat are talking about some of the other yield maxes as well. So we'll take a quick look at the yield maxes. I see Easy Mike talking about FBY. I thought maybe others talked about the one on NVIDIA and BDY. So you can find those yield maxes. Also, if it's not in our main dividend payer sheet, you can find them also in our ad sheet. So you could do a find for yield max, and you can find all the various yield max ETFs. So again, we're already long APLY. Here's FBY, Google, Netflix, NVIDIA, OARC. Again, some of these we have in our main sheet, some we just have in our research sheet due to the fact that they're not that old, not that mature yet. But again, we can keep an eye on them, their risk reward profiles, etc. Also in the ad sheet. We also have the link to their yield max distribution schedule in the references sheet. So if we go ahead and look at that distribution schedule, we see, yes, their next ex-dividend date is 5. So they will go ex-dividend tomorrow. So again, all of these will probably drop an amount equal to the dividend that they're paying. Let's see if we can see how much dividend they're actually going to pay. So I'm going to look at APLY. So APLY, again, we talked about this last week. Someone pointed out they seem to post their dividend. They don't post it until, very close to the ex-dividend date. So we see APLY is going to pay 34 cents on the 6th. So we would expect it to drop, 34 cents. I look at TSLY. So TSLY on Tesla is going to pay 69. So again, we would expect a drop of about 69 cents. Again, if it drops significantly more than that on a downturn in Tesla, that might be an opportunity to pick up some TSLY again. So again, you can find these in the majority of them in our Dividend Payers sheet. Again, here's APLY. CRT, again, pays about a 14-cent dividend monthly. Easy Mike's pointing, a number of these other yield maxes. NVDY, MSTY, CON, that's a coin. So again, we've done several videos talking about our strategy with the yield maxes. Again, my personal opinion is mostly scalping them. So we buy them when they bottom out, when the stock bounces back up, peaks out, we scalp them off. In the meantime, like with APLY, we've got like 2 months worth of dividends. And when that becomes profitable, we'll take the profit on price appreciation plus a couple months of monthly dividends. But if you look at the charts of those, they generally decline over time. So I'm not sure that they're great for a long-term hold, but for a short-term scalp of that type, I like them. Here's HIMX, again, pays a dividend annually, but we're still long HIMX. IEF and IEW for some stable dividend payers. JEP, JEPQ, very popular, but again, they're still pretty high. We're still long land. Again, more for price appreciation than the 5-cent dividend, but in the meantime, we'll just, decreasing our cost basis with that 5-cent dividend. Here's OARC, which is the yield max on ARC. It's one of the few that doesn't end in Y. Here's SIRI, again, pays a small quarterly dividend. TLT and TLTW, again, we've seen a lot of volatility in the treasuries. So you can see performance of TLT has been pretty poor so far this year. VFC, apparel loses money, don't like that. So again, if anybody wants us to look at a dividend payers, I can leave that open for now. Definitely want to be able to answer some of the questions that we've had. So let's go on to option strategies. So we also, in addition to dividend payers, to generate income, while we also wait for our swing trading stocks to set up, we also use several option strategies to also generate income. Covered calls, so we sell covered calls on our positions when they're going up, buy them back when they're coming down. We recently, I think it was last week, developed another Google sheet where you can estimate the value, the profit you would get from various covered call scenarios. So again, you can use this to do what-if analysis on various covered calls. If you sell it at this price, it gets exercised or expires. How much profit would you make? And you can hear how you can use that covered calls Google sheet to do that analysis via the link to that video. Option strategies for beginners with examples, episode 13, covered calls, and the link to that bonus video you can find in the notes document. We'd also love to hear your feedback of what other types of tools would help you. What else would you like to see in that covered calls Google Sheet? What other types of tools would you like to see that you would find helpful to help you with your options trading? So again, you can get access to that also by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. Our other option strategy is selling puts when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're coming back up. In our case, we're generally doing cash secured puts because we're trading in retirement accounts. You can see our strategy for selling and buying back puts. And we use our Puts ROIC Google Sheet to help us identify opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. So I've got a few updates to our Puts ROIC Google Sheet. Again, you can also gain access to that one 24/7. Use it to help you generate money selling and buying back puts by joining our Patreon. So I'll open that one up and then we'll go over some updates. Let me grab a quick drink. We'll talk about some of our updates and additions coming to that. Okay, so some of the updates to our Puts ROIC Google Sheet. These will be added and will show up on Monday. I've added them to our database and to our automated systems, and they will collect the options data and add them to our Puts ROIC Google Sheet on Monday. So SEC Limited at 35 strike price, January of 25 expiration. And Square at a 40 strike price, also at a January 25 expiration. I identified those late Friday. Again, I go through and use this option seller ROI tool at the end of each day. Look for potential additions to our Puts ROIC Google Sheet. And then again, since I couldn't collect options data, live options data after the hours, they will be added on Monday. We'll see what kind of premium those might offer. Also, I'm updating the put on AMD. We recently added this to our research sheet. I'm going to update the strike price to 90, still with a January of 25 expiration. We had a discussion topic. Gerald posted a discussion topic in the Discord that hopefully I'll get to, and that we'll take a look at AMD as well as part of that discussion. So again, just a reminder, we have a whole series of videos on how you can use this Puts ROIC Google Sheet, option strategies for beginners with examples. We also have videos on other ways you can make money trading options. So you can find that all in our options playlist. So here's our main Puts ROIC watch list. Again, right now, the only one a little attractive is Tesla. Again, we still have a put that we sold at 940 on Tesla. So I've got a buyout for 5 cents on it. If Tesla continues to go up and or time passes, this will expire on May 17th. It'll expire worthless. Or again, I might buy it back for 5 cents and take the net profit. So again, congratulations to anyone else who made money selling a put on Tesla recently. Really, that's the only one. We saw a decline in the VIX. So a lot of these premiums have declined. So there aren't really a whole lot that are giving me the 5% or better ROIC that I'd like to see. Again, these will update automatically at the end of each day. and then we can see who's going up, coming back down, green if they're going down, red if they're going up. See if there's opportunities to sell and or buy back any puts. Again, they're at the current premiums. There just isn't anything else that's showing attractive. The APA's close, 3.4%. MKTX 4.21. It's got a pretty hefty capital coverage for a cash secured put. Match 2.5. And again, you can use this puts ROIC if you want to do shorter term option scalping, day trading options, etc. You can also use this to see where the opportunities may lie in near real time. So I hope that all helps. Again, if you would like us to add anything to our systems, collect the options data, add it to our puts ROIC Google Sheet, just let me know the symbol, the ticker symbol, the strike price, the expiration date. Plug that in, collect the data, and update our Google Sheet for you. Okay, I had a couple requests for discussion that I'd like to go over. So the first was by Gerald Bitts, posted in our Discord about Wayfair. So we want to take a look at Wayfair. So I want to show his comments in our Discord. Again, our Discord is free to join. You can access all of the channels with the exception of the few I mentioned that are exclusive to our Patreon members. All the other channels in our Discord are free to join and participate in. See, Gerald posted a discussion on Wayfair. It says the weekly chart showing lower support. Sentiment seems to be bullish. Tons of insider sells. So again, we'll look at this in FinViz. All the sells above 60 earnings. So we'll see how they performed on earnings. Also options exercised, no buys. And you're very welcome. I'm glad you're finding that FinViz is a valuable tool. Yes, we've used FinViz extensively, as you could see. So again, you can also find the link to FinViz in the link section on our homepage. Our homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So we'll jump over to FinViz. We'll look at Wayfair. So here's Wayfair. Here's their earnings. So they missed on earnings and they're losing money. They did beat on reported revenue. So as you can see, it got a pop on that revenue, positive revenue, broke above the moving average, got a gap up. Looks like it's got a pretty narrow channel. It's been oscillating between that support and resistance level for quite some time. They're losing money, which is pretty bad. Not a lot of discrepancy between outstanding and shares and float shares. Pretty significant short interest. So this could potentially be a short squeeze type of opportunity. Again, on the earnings, probably saw a little bit of a short squeeze there. Here's, as Gerald pointed out, you can see at the bottom of the profile in FinViz, you can see the insider trading, so all the buys and sells. So again, a whole myriad of insider sells. That's generally pretty negative. If it were just a few and just periodically, it could be a scheduled sell. But seeing all those insiders, in my humble opinion, is a pretty negative sign. They're trying to get out while the getting's good, as it were. Again, they're losing money, although the losses have declined. They're still losing a lot of money. EPS very negative. So their net income over the quarters, so yearly they were doing better. Now it's their net loss is increasing again negative. EPS. So even though they beat on revenue, they're losing more money. Again, negative. So again, even though it got that gap up on this beat on revenue, when that sinks in, you might see more downside. So it's been pretty flat since the pandemic. So it had that big boost on the pandemic. Everyone was, locked at home. They all bought furniture, had it delivered. That's what Wayfair is. So Wayfair is online home furnishing. So again, they sell online, deliver to your house. They've only been around since May of 22. So again, relatively new, benefited significantly from the pandemic. Once that was over, reopening, steep decline back down to actually below their pandemic low. So again, that's pretty negative. Just let's look at them also in chart mill very quickly. So you can also find the link to chart mill in the link section on our homepage. So we'll put that, and I would recommend you also use chart mill and look at the profile of chart mill for quick due diligence. So we can see technical ratings pretty good, average. But look, the valuation's negative, profitability's negative, growth below average, health very negative. So if we look at their fundamentals, 1 out of 10, bad profitability, financial health is rather negative. So again, fundamentally, the only thing is growth, and that's below average. Profitability is pretty bad. I'd want to see their Altman Z score, so solvency. So it's in distress zone, some risk of bankruptcy. So again, the fundamentals are pretty bad. Look at their technical, 6 out of 10. So again, what this is telling me is for a short-term trade, although its setup right now is only a 1. So again, I would highly recommend you also review their chart mill profile, get a better feel. Again, my humble opinion right now, short-term trading, there's some opportunities, both long and short. You had this positive gap up. It's got a little bit of room before the resistance point. So if sentiment continues, exuberant, short-term might be some upside, but longer term looks like could be an opportunity for a short. If you want to do that, again, high short interest, so potential for a short squeeze. I don't know if you're looking to trade the short term or longer term, Gerald and others, but longer term, I don't like the near term outlook for Wayfair. Again, people pretty much bought all of their stuff when they were locked up in the pandemic. They're not spending money on home furnishings at this point. Also, we've got high mortgage rates, so home sales are down. So home sales are going to drive buying, furnishings. So we see that big decline. It's been pretty flat. And again, their solvency is at risk. So again, any kind of longer term hold or even a longer term swing, I would be careful, again, due to those risks. If you can buy it at the low and swing it up for a short-term swing, short-term scalp, that might work out. But again, I wouldn't be looking to Wayfair for any kind of long-term hold. So love to hear the rest of your opinions. You can post them in the comments to this video. But again, we'd love it if you'd reply to this discussion in the Discord. And again, you can find a link to that Discord discussion in the Discord in our notes. So I hope that answers the question, Gerald. And again, I'd love to hear others' feedback and opinions. What do you think of Wayfair as a short-term trading, longer-term hold swing? Do you think they're going to stay in business? Another aspect, I'm trying not to babble too much, but just FYI, I don't know if I've commented before, but in the past when I was a consultant with IBM and a research systems engineer with EDS, my industry specialty was retail. So one of the other aspects of Wayfair I don't like is them having to hold inventory. So as their sales slow down, even though they don't have real estate, which I view as a positive, their inventory cost is going to weigh on them. And if that is financed, again, those are all costs that are going to weigh on them over time. And if their sales slow down, that's going to hurt the company. And if they're at risk of insolvency, that's going to put further pressure on them. So I don't like, retail companies that have to hold a lot of expensive inventory. So again, I hope that all helps. Okay, let me grab a drink, and then the other discussion topic I want to cover today is Gerald also asked about and pointed out that a lot of people are talking about NVIDIA versus AMD. So Gerald also started a discussion topic in our Discord on AMD versus NVIDIA. So I want to give my opinions on AMD versus NVIDIA. So I'd love to hear all of you in the chat and in the Discord hear your thoughts and opinions on trading AMD versus NVIDIA, short-term, long-term, etc. And let me grab a drink, and then I'll talk about my opinions of AMD versus NVIDIA. Okay, and again, I wanted to reply to Gerald's open this discussion on AMD versus NVIDIA and posted it in our Discord. So go through his comments. So he's, was talking about, a lot of people were talking about NVIDIA long in the chat from yesterday. He found this article about, out with NVIDIA, in with AMD. So again, you can read that article, find a link to that article in our Discord. He points out, NVIDIA's expensive, near all-time highs. Well, AMD's back near its 200 EMA, and we'll look at AMD's chart in a minute. Have more room to run in the long run. NVIDIA's 8% down from all-time highs and 33 down, and AMD's 33% down from all-time highs. So again, just a comment. It's a lot easier for me to reply to these in a video or in our live stream versus trying to express all these opinions writing. So I hope you don't mind that, and that I did want to have a more lengthy discussion on short-term, long-term, etc. of NVIDIA versus AMD. So first, let's look at AMD just briefly in FinViz. So we can see that, decline from its all-time high down near support. We see this declining wedge. So AMD is definitely in decline. It's kind of somewhat disappointing earnings. They did beat in terms of EPS. It looks like they missed just a little bit on revenue, but it's more so their guidance. When are they going to start making money on AI chips? When are they going to catch up to NVIDIA? Is the main thing. I think that's causing the decline in AMD. Whereas NVIDIA's very high, very expensive. Now, I again don't know if you're looking to trade very short term, very swing, long term investment type of thing. So let me talk about just very short-term versus mid to long-term outlook on AMD versus NVIDIA. Also, let's look at AMD very quickly in ChartMill, see what it has to say. So we can see the technical rating and setup are not great for AMD right now. Growth's about average, health's about average, profitability a little below average, valuation's pretty negative. So it's saying it's still a bit expensive. All the charts showing us it's still got some downside. We'll also talk about some reasons I think there's more downside. I think everybody's familiar with AMD. Look at their fundamentals. So 5 out of 10. So again, pretty average, got pretty good health, decent growth, valuation's kind of poor. So again, you could go in more detail in their ChartMill profile. So the technical setup right now is only 3 out of 10, so not real positive. And the setup rating and analysis is only 4 out of 10. So again, it's telling us, it's not that great right now, either from a technical standpoint, average. It's a little bit overpriced. AMD, we know NVIDIA is very high priced. So again, let me talk about the short term. Short term, NVIDIA's got the AI FOMO, it's got the momentum. I guess also their earnings, I think, are coming up on the 22nd. I expect that to be a volatile event. It's also been pretty volatile. So it's pretty high. See the current P 74, so it's very expensive. Again, I wouldn't be buying, my personal opinion. Again, all this content's my personal opinion, but I wouldn't be buying NVIDIA up here for any kind of long-term hold. I think it's just too expensive. Again, my personal opinion. Short term, plenty of money to be made on the volatility. When it comes to their earnings, I expect Jensen Huang. I think Jensen Huang's a brilliant guy. And I think he'll be able to pump up the stock with what he says out of earnings. The only downside and the risk in the earnings is if they say that the demand is, their guidance on demand is slowing down. Another general concept of these is semiconductors tend to be cyclical, and there's a tendency for people to double buy, etc., to stock up when the supply is low, and then the supply dries up, or the demand dries up, because they've already bought. And I know everyone's trying to get their hands on NVIDIA chips, buying all they can. It's been supply constrained. So at some point, they're going to have bought all that they need at this time. And so that demand will probably dry up. Then again, here's my thesis on AMD versus NVIDIA, is AMD will come out with cheaper versions, get into cost, battle on cost with NVIDIA on the current generation of GPUs, AI chips, etc. You've also got some competition coming in from Google. Apple's going to do their own AI chips. Amazon has TensorFlow chips, etc. So competition's coming for the existing generation of chips, while NVIDIA is trying to come out with better, faster, etc. So again, short term, I think NVIDIA's got a big lead. I think they'll continue to benefit from that in the short term. So I think AMD, the others are going to continue to decline as they have to continue to invest to come out with these cheaper chips and then try to catch up to NVIDIA. So again, near term, I think AMD is going to continue to decline. NVIDIA is going to continue to, ride high. Longer term, however, when AMD does come out with their chips that are probably cheaper, I think we'll see a swing back up. and AMD. I think they'll capture the low-cost end of that market. This is the same thing they did with Intel in the 90s. So everything used to be Intel inside. AMD came out with cheaper chips. People bought the cheaper chips. So Intel went into decline. AMD had their big resurgence, uptick. And I think we'll see a very similar trend in the GPU AI type of chips. However, I think Jensen Huang, again, I think he's a real smart guy. I think he'll do well coming out with the next generation of AI chips, etc. They've also got some really good ideas with this cloud-based Omniverse thing. I listened to, I think it was their developer day, and he's got some really good ideas. My only concern in listening to him is I wonder if the customers, the business executives, understand how to benefit from the technologies that he's talking about. So again, love to hear your all comments, opinions. What do you think of NVIDIA versus AMD? How long do you think it'll take AMD to, catch up, come out with cheaper chips? Do you think NVIDIA can stay ahead? Do you think it can maintain this, high PE? Can it warrant this high PE, bring this high PE down with continuously improving earnings? Also, their tendency is to beat on earnings and raise guidance. If they don't do so at their earnings, you could see a pretty severe negative reaction from the market. So I think there's a lot of risk around this earnings, but their tendency is to beat. So I personally wouldn't bet against NVIDIA. I also wouldn't buy it for any kind of long term. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Ideally, reply to this discussion topic in our Discord. So again, love to hear what you all think, and we can continue to have this discussion both in our Discord and in our chats and live stream as well. So what do you think of my comments? What do you think of NVIDIA versus AMD, etc.? So I see Alan's talked about EQIX, which is one of the data center REITs, DLR, another data center REIT. I think we have these in our Dividend Payers. So it's in the ad sheet, so you can see EQIX. So again, pretty high right now. Again, these have all run up with the AI FOMO. So it looks like it's come down a little bit. Risk rewards, not a lot, except in the very near term. So yeah, it doesn't look bad in a very short term. Again, not a lot of swing trade risk reward in the near term. But again, it looks like it's come down a little bit. DLR. So DLR's in our main sheet. So it's at 147, so its DLR is pretty high. So again, if you're looking for opportunity, possibly EQIX right now. If I look at it in PinViz real quickly. So yeah, it's a REIT, one of the data centers. It came down quite a bit. So yeah, that might be an opportunity. Interconnects, foundational infrastructure, data centers. Yep, it's a data center REIT. So pays a 122 quarterly dividend. So pretty good yield, pretty good. Got some price appreciation. EQIX. 426 quarterly dividend. So it didn't perform quite as well. It does have a little more price appreciation. So again, short term, EQIX or DLR. Look at them a little bit longer term. So still, relatively high, but yeah, it looks like, possibly a shorter term swing on EQIX might be attractive. So I'll probably take a little bit more detailed look at this for ourselves and see if that's something that we want to swing trade, and then also collect the dividends. Pretty expensive. So possibly not, but again, looks like a potential swing back up in EQIX. So I hope that all helps. So thank you again. A couple I want to eventually look at, I've been taking a look at, and I want to do some further analysis on with you all, is MEEP, which is a biotech. Look at that catalyst. You might want to check out MEEP. Also, UONEK is a broadcasting company. Again, I want to take a little bit of a quick due diligence on them in the near future and share that with you as well. But again, you might want to take a look at those two and see if they're of any interest to you, and we'll do further analysis on them together as soon as we're able. So again, thank you for all your participation. Thank you for those discussions, Gerald. I really appreciate it. Glad to see you actively participating in our Discord. Thank you also for that. Love to see more of our BeachBum traders actively participating in our Discord. Again, we can keep these discussions going 24/7 in our free Discord. We'd love your feedback on how we can improve our weekly trading game plans, our videos, our tools, all our Google Sheets, our other tools, automated systems. How can we add more value to you all, our fellow BeachBum traders? How can we help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career? And we hope you like this content. Please smash the like button. Help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to someday give us some love. And in the meantime, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would directly share our content, repost our social media postings, etc. Invite your fellow traders and friends to join our BeachBum trading community. Let's keep building our BeachBum trading community for the mutual benefit of all of our BeachBum traders. So again, thank you to everyone for participating in the chat. Thank you for everyone who's watching after the fact. We hope this all helps you make money trading, and we hope to see you all back next week for our next weekly trading game plan. Thank you again. Good luck and have a great trading week.